Well, I'm standing here in a very empty parking lot, which you do not see often at the art fair. So this is one of those sections that just didn't get any traffic. But I'm about to head into the traffic on a very busy Thursday here at the art fair this year, 2023. Weather is amazing. So far, so good. And we'll see you soon. Hello, Melissa here, down here at the Ann Arbor Art Fair, and we're here in the nonprofit area, and we're talking to voters, not politicians. I've got two gentlemen here. Your name?
My name is Jack. And I'm Lawrence.
Jack and Lawrence, and they're here promoting voters, not politicians. So tell us how it's going.
We advocate for the voters, not for the politicians. So 2 elections ago, we were a big part of passing Proposal 2, which set up a redistricting commission, redrew the lines, and made voting a lot more fair in Michigan. Okay. And last election, we had another Proposal 2 that protected our voting rights, extended 9 days of early voting for everyone in Michigan, increased the number of drop boxes where people could drop their absentee ballots. And this time around, we don't have a ballot proposal, but we are advocating in favor of getting big money out of politics, foreign money out of politics, and we expect to work closely with the legislators in Lansing and get stuff done.
Okay, and you guys have a lot on your plate, and you've been working, sounds like, very diligently.
We've been at it a while, yeah.
I was going to say, so you've made some big moves the last couple of years.
We've been very successful. It's amazing, and it's given us a lot of respect. When we talk to our representatives and our senators, they know what we've accomplished, and they know we've got a lot of volunteers across the state, a lot of presence, and so when we talk, they listen, and that's hard to come by.
Sure.
And so we really appreciate how the people have responded and made our initiatives possible and successful.
Okay.
All right. One thing I'm going to add that Larry had to say was about money in politics. Recently, I was involved in doing some lobbying down in Lansing, and I talked to Republicans, I talked to Democrats, and we talked about those ads that you find in the newspapers. And I asked them, do you like an ad that says that you did such and such, or you're for such and such, and you don't know who said it, and you don't know who paid for it, but you know that it's untrue. What do you feel about that? Or how do you feel about that? And they say, we need to do something. We need to get something done.
Sure.
So that's our message. That's what we're doing. That's one of them.
We feel like Michigan is a better place today thanks to the efforts of voters, not politicians, and we're encouraging more people to join us and make Michigan a better place.
So how has it been going so far here? Folks coming up, talking, discussing?
It's early yet. The streets are not clogged yet, but
you got a couple of days of a lot of traffic, probably.
Oh, sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you look at our scratch marks, we record how many people we talk to. We've been talking to a lot of people. There's a lot of interest. I mean, people want to see genuine democracy, and they want to see that their vote has power, and that people have the power to vote.
Yeah. Agreed.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you guys so much. Good luck this weekend.
okay.
We're going to have a great time.
You bet. Thanks for stopping by.
Absolutely. Good luck.
Thanks, guys.
And we'll be back here at CTN at the Art Fair. Melissa here for the Ann Arbor Art Fair 2023, and we've got another amazing artist here who's going to show us some of his work. What is your name, sir?
My name is Ramon Olugona.
Okay, and where are you from?
I'm based in Chicago, but originally from Nigeria in West Africa.
Welcome to Ann Arbor. Have you been here before?
Yes, I've been doing this show for 5 years.
Okay.
2019, I won the best of the show.
You won the best of?
Best of the show.
That's awesome. Congratulations. Well, let's talk about some of the work. This is amazing. Tell us about how you make the paintings.
The medium is oil on canvas.
Okay.
It's a modern contemporary art from Nigeria.
Okay.
And each of my pieces tells a story. So like this piece now is Animal Kingdom. This is Animal Kingdom. And this is
Yeah, tell us about some of these.
this is the temple.
Okay.
The temple. And yes, I can see
Okay.
the village elders.
Okay.
The grateful monkey. The grateful monkey.
Yep.
And this is the single ladies.
Oh my gosh.
And this is acrobatic dancers.
So this medium is what kind
Oil.
of paint?
Oil
Oil.
on
Okay, it's
canvas.
an oil. Oil on canvas.
Oil on
Okay.
canvas.
So how are things been going already at the art fair this year?
We just started today, but I hope it's going to be good. Because you can see, so far I saw the three small.
I was going to say you're already busy.
Yeah,
You already got folks in here.
Yeah, because people, they love my color. It's happy, it's healing. So people like to see, the happiness painting in their wall.
Yeah.
So that's it.
Beautiful work. I have to tell you, good luck this weekend. It's beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you.
Thanks for watching. We'll be right back.
Since October 2015, Ann Arbor Inclusive has been produced by CTN and the Ann Arbor Commission on Disability Issues. The show has featured numerous guests with or without disabilities to discuss issues such as health, politics, and wellness. Thank you, CTN, for your service in providing Ann Arbor residents with the wonderful opportunity to create television programs. Congratulations to CTN on its 50th year anniversary.
CTN Sports, bringing local sports to you.
Catch up on FYI and other CTN programs at a2gov.org/watchctn. I'm Dana Denha, and this is CTN at the Art Fair. We're here with Brian Schell,
who is a CTN client. So let's throw some props out to the
right.
CTN clients.
Happy anniversary, happy anniversary,
Oh,
happy
yeah.
anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary.
It's CTN's 50th.
50th. Hey.
Woo! 50th anniversary.
That's almost as old as I am, gosh.
Well, it's not as old as
I
me.
was 5 years old when CTN started, and what a beautiful community service it is. We're down here at the Art Fair 2023, and we're having a great time. It's early, it's the first day, and that's when you get the best pick of all the best art.
Is that why you're down here so early?
I love people watching. It's a tradition for over 20 years I've been enjoying, and coming down here and just walking about.
So it's more about the people than the art for you?
It's a combination of both. It's all of the above. It's being in Ann Arbor, the institution, the tradition, and I was a student here back in 30 years ago, and so it's good to be back home.
So has anything stood out to you today so far? I know it's early in the day, but anything you're really enjoying so far at the art fair?
The lack of heat and humidity.
Today is one of the most humid days.
It's actually a lot better than it's been past years, so it's actually not so bad.
I mean, art fair notoriously hot. It always rains.
And it's usually in the 90s, it's in the 80s, and so that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, do you want to give us a little beat?
Well, it's a talking drum, so when I squeeze it, it gives it more treble. All right, anyways, so.
All right. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead. It's just better when I play along with something.
Oh, sure, yeah. But it's nice to have a little music at the fair.
Yeah, but I don't want to play with myself too much in the art fair. Anyway, happy anniversary, CTN. Thank you for being the community service that you are. Thank you so much.
All right, stay tuned. It's Art Fair 2023, and we're here with Gideon Nyong'o, right? Is that correct?
Gideon Nyong'o.
Nyong'o.
Yes.
He's throwing me for a loop with my first tough name at the art fair.
No worries, you did a good job. A lot of people butcher my last name.
So Gideon, why don't you tell us originally where you're from and how that is incorporated into your artwork?
I'm originally from Zimbabwe, born by an artist, which is my father, Claude Nyong'o, and I grew up feeding on what he was doing and wanted to be like my dad. He taught me at the age of 7 and to work with stone and how to be able to see what's in the stone, and afford me with some tools to work with, which are all hand tools. We couldn't afford to buy power tools then, so I'm brought up on a basis of handmade sculptures, no power tools. All you see is all hand-carved, one-of-a-kind stone sculptures. These are stones which are good for outdoors, in snow, in sun, and most of them is one piece of stone, and it looks like there are many pieces put together, but it's only one piece.
Wow, that's amazing. So everything could be indoor or outdoor.
Outdoor, yes, yeah, for sure, because these are harder than marble. Some of them are more like marble hardness, which is good for outdoors in snow and in sun.
So you originally are from Zimbabwe. You get all your stones for...
I moved here 2007, and I moved here with my 40-foot container of rocks. I knew I was going to miss Zimbabwe, but I wanted to be happy here and to create and continue to create my artwork and share with the world that there's life in the stone. And it's a mirror where once it's finished, you can look at it and you can smile and it brings joy to you. So yes, I brought some stones from Zimbabwe, and those are what I'm carving here. And I have my winter studio in Scottsdale, Arizona, and I have my summer studio in Fostoria, Ohio.
Do you have to, are you running low on stones since 2007? Have you had to go back to Zimbabwe to get more materials? How does that work?
Oh, 40-foot container is good for life. Good. Using hand tools like those there, each piece here takes forever to finish. Yeah. It's one of a kind, and it requires a lot of patience, which is the biggest tool, which you cannot see on the lineup of my tools there.
Yeah.
Yes.
So would you ever consider switching tools, or this is like you learned it from your father, you're going to keep going the way you were taught?
The way I was taught is the best way. It brings the best of what I see. It doesn't push me to do it so quick. The machine power tools are faster than my brain and everything else. So I will rather stay here. I can have an angle grinder here and there to cut off big pieces off. I can have a Dremel to put some skin texture on wildlife, but mostly it's all hand, and it's all polished by hand, carved by hand, and I love it.
Well, let's talk about this piece. I just mentioned that I just had a baby, so this piece sort of stuck out to me. What made you want to do this sort of motherhood theme, and like some of the things you see, like the figures and that sort of thing?
No matter who we are today, we have been a baby. We once have been babies. The president, the school child, the doctor, we all came out of being a baby like this and from our mother's womb. So in respect of women, in respect of being a baby, this is my one major topic which I create over and over again, just to create the awareness of the importance of the motherhood and the baby itself, life.
Yes.
Yes.
I don't think you really understand it either, for my personal take on it, how magical it is to be able to create a human being in your body and then bring it out into the world and then teach it everything. A baby needs to know how to do everything. They don't know how to eat food. They don't know how to do that. So I think it is really special to sort of hone in on that aspect of life.
Yes, I do agree with you. I respect you. You just have a baby. Happy birthday to that baby. Yes. And yes, it's a celebration of life. Bringing life into the world is very important. Making this sculpture here is to create awareness of the importance of women and how much we get from them to be able to be who we are today.
Well, you mentioned it takes a long time. How long does maybe one of these sculptures take you to do?
Each piece takes forever.
Yeah.
But I lose track of time because I work on a number of pieces back and forth. And I don't want to burn my mind working and forcing and pushing, rushing a piece to finish. So I go back and forth and work on each piece every day and go back on each. Some are years worth of work where I will just do a little bit and carve, and it shuts off on me. I don't see what it wants to be. I work on another one. As I'm working on another one, it opens up to me what it wants to be. I jump back and I do that. So I work on back and forth on every piece, but every piece takes forever. For an example, we have a bird here. This is one piece of stone. But look at how delicate all this has to be. So you don't have to push, you don't have to rush, but you have to be very calm and patient and keep going until it says something.
Okay.
Yes.
Is there any way that people can check out a website or anything if they're interested in your beautiful work?
www.gideongalleries.com.
All right. Well, thank you so much for chatting with us today, Gideon.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for having me here in Michigan. I'm happy to be here in this show.
We're happy to have you. We'll be back with more from the Ann Arbor Art Fair.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Ann Arbor Mayor John Hefty, and I'm here with First Ward Council members Gene Robinson and Bob Johnson. And this is a program called Ward Talk, and it's an extrapolation.
Part of the fabric of Ann Arbor is local politics. In 2002, CTN dove into the topic by inviting council members from each ward to answer viewers' questions live on TV.
Hello, thank you for calling.
Yes, good evening, Mayor Hefty. This is Doug McAlpin, cashier for Republic Parking.
Good evening. I'm Rachel Tiedke, and I invite you to join us for Ward Talk.
In the beginning, the mayor served as moderator, but this quickly was replaced by an impartial host. Over the years, the show has welcomed 3 hosts, with Bonnie Gabowitz at the helm since 2014.
From our 5 wards each month. Joining us.
One of the things that many of us are thinking about is what's going to happen to Lower Town.
Versus what was then Gilman Sciences, but is now Paul Gilman.
So this is going to involve doing some rezoning in the downtown.
Residents are very concerned about cars speeding through their neighborhoods.
People who've maybe never gone and looked at a blog before will
Over 180 episodes, the show has greeted countless council members and 2 long-serving mayors, with no sign of slowing down.
Several times, and last summer, as I said, I grew up here, and We have had skateboarders in this community from the very beginning.
It's a new millage, but it replaces the one that exists.
It's a heavily traveled
Yes,
area, too.
and it'll be a 2-year program to actually do it. And
some of them 300, 400, 500 new units.
To work with Justice Indeed and to do this in their own neighborhood.
Not quite.
If that's an understatement, I don't know.
A little bit. Yeah.
And we're probably into the last few seconds, so we can let them take it away with the music. And thank you for if you watched us tonight.
This is Rachel Tiki saying thank you for viewing Ward Talk.
This is Community Television Network of Ann Arbor, City TV Channel 19. Thanks for watching.
For Ward Talk, I'm Bonnie Gabowitz. Until next month.
Hello, I'm Jelani Embry for CTN at the Art Fair. This is Len Potts, and we are surrounded by absolutely beautiful wood sculptures. Can you tell us more about your relationship with these sculptures, specifically the artists?
My husband, Stephen, is the artist. He started turning about 15, 16 years ago, and it turned out to be a gift that he had, really. So now he finds woods from different areas around the world. We don't cut down trees. These are all done by pieces that have come down naturally or by these gnarly growths that are on the sides of trees. And he makes these pieces. Sometimes they'll be very lightly colored. So he will deepen the color of the wood to bring out all the patterns in the wood. And
that's
these
genius.
Are all tops for these vessels that are hollowed inside. He's been a bit of a rock hound since he was a kid. So this is a complement to that beautiful piece of wood.
Wow.
And we have wood that comes from different places around the world, like Australia. This is South America. Some of the pieces are very hard to come by. And we're just looking for the most beautiful, unusual woods that he can find.
That's amazing. The process that these sculptures take is it's a labor intensive. You have to grab them from faraway places.
Some of the growths can be as big as this booth, and others are not much bigger than the piece that he made. So he'll actually cut these and then spin them on a lathe. As they're turning, he has a sharp tool that he actually shapes the vessel. They're all hollowed inside to about 3/8 of an inch. And then all of his pieces are sprayed with 15 to 20 coats of lacquer, sanded, resprayed, and buffed.
They're going to last forever.
They're going to last forever. It's like a high-end musical instrument.
Amazing, amazing. So I understand your husband is the person who makes it, but you obviously are a critical part. So how are you helping him, assisting him, supporting him?
Besides being his muse, you know.
Right?
Yeah.
I see the resemblance, yes.
Right, I do actually help contribute in finding that special piece, the crystal or mineral or something from nature, like these pieces. This is actually a plant that grows in California. It was dried and pressure washed and made into a top. So we're trying to find the complement to that beautiful piece of wood. We don't want it to overwhelm the wood, just complement it. So I can assist with that and many other aspects. I'm kind of the chatty Cathy in the booth, so.
Yes, yes. Okay, I want to ask you a question about the Ann Arbor Art Fair as a whole, what it means for you to come back here. How many times have you been here, and have you built a relationship with the people that you see every year?
Oh, yeah. As a matter of fact, I just, some of the customers from last year came in and brought pictures to show me of the piece that they bought and where it was in their home. And I said, send it to me in an email, because I'm going to put it in a book we form that shows a lot of our customers and clients over time, you know, what somebody else's home looked like with a piece in it. So it gives people ideas and helps them with decorating sometimes.
I see, I see.
And this show does mean a lot. We've been doing it for a number of years now. So we've built quite a nice group of patrons at this show.
When I see a group of patrons, I think of community. What does that mean to you?
Well, Ann Arbor itself is a wonderful community. Having it here on the campus, everybody knows. We'll be at a show in another state, and we'll say, they'll say, "Where's your next show?" Or we'll give them a listing, and always when we say Ann Arbor, it's like, Ann Arbor. We'll see you at Ann Arbor. So we know it's a big show and that people come from all over to this community. So it has established itself, over time with a lot of people around the United States.
I'm here with Michael Coronius, a furniture maker at the Ann Arbor Street Art Fair, the original. Michael, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and what led you to the Ann Arbor Art Fair?
Okay, sure. So I've got beautiful woodwork here for everyone to come in and enjoy. I've been at it for 25 years, and I love doing it, and I think it shows a little bit in the work. So coming down and enjoy the pieces, enjoy the show, and rain, go away. And
yeah. Are the pieces functional? Can you sit on them?
They're actually very functional. If you see, all of my seats are carved out for the, the roundedness of our who we are. We're rounded. Yeah. So, and the backs too. Usually, not this particular piece. This is more of a sculptural piece. So it's a statement piece. But if you look around at some of my others, you'll see that they're all rounded and contoured for sitting and enjoying and looking at. Beautiful pieces to look at.
I mean, you mentioned this one's a statement piece, but they're all statement pieces.
They're all very much, absolutely, sculpture. That's what I do. I'm a sculptor. I'm not really a furniture guy, So, yeah.
Well, talk about your process. I'm sure that working in wood for so long, you probably started off a little smaller and then...
I started off making stick chairs, actually, and no way I could ever get into a show like this with those. But after a few hundred of those, I really got bored with it, and I started carving a little bit, and led to this 25 years later.
So what's the process to make something like this? How are you carving it? Sure. And then what finish are you putting on it in the end?
So I'm not a traditional woodworker. We've said that. So I use a chainsaw. I know it's terrible, but I start with a chainsaw and I do all of my my big cuts with the chainsaw, and then grinders and sanders to get all of the fine details. Sometimes I sculpt, but usually with hand tools because I have to make a living doing it. So. And I use Danish oil for finish. So the oil penetrates into the wood. It's a time-proven way to finish wood, so that's what I go with, yeah.
Well, so where are you getting the wood from? What kind of wood are you using?
Sure, I use every kind of hardwood that's available. I don't use softwoods. The wood is, I get it from a local source, actually, in Heartland, Armstrong Millworks. Shout out to them.
Well, that is, they're giving you a great material.
And they import wood from around the world and some local woods here, and this is the result, I guess, yeah.
Why don't you talk about, what inspires you when you're creating the sculpting aspect?
Okay, sure. So inspiration, I guess, we all get from everywhere in life, and my family is very important to me. My wife is a wonderful part of all of this, and my kids, our sons, and I think that keeps you going, and I think it comes from nature, most of it. I spend a lot of time in the forest. I enjoy the woods and the rivers, and I think a lot of the movement comes from that. I don't look for it, but it's just there, yeah.
Yeah, it's whatever you're sort of attracted to in life.
Pretty much, yeah.
Whatever comes to you, whatever you love.
Right.
Do you have a website that people can visit?
You can get my information through Pinterest or Instagram, and you can Google my name. There's not too many Coroniuses in the world, so look for that, and you'll see my images if you just Google my name. All the information is there, so phone numbers and everything else.
Perfect. Thank you so much for sharing your beautiful work with us.
You bet. Thank you very much.